After watching 8 Premier League games today, the burning question in my head is why the hell do we need defenders? Only one team from those 16 sides kept a clean sheet, and that was Aston Villa, and I believe Wolves should have scored, especially in the first half. I watched 4 of the games live, and I've already watched highlights for several of the games, so I have my honest opinion about 8 of the games. So yeah, defense, it's overrated for sure, and I will try to invest as less as possible. Today we're building a wildcard draft. It's a knee-jerk wildcard, but there is a trick here. We are building 2 wildcard drafts. The first one is going to be if you still haven't used your free hit, and the second will be if you have already used it. So we will be preparing for both those scenarios. The good thing about those wildcard drafts is that I am suggesting that you should use the bench boost in 37. If you have used it already, it's still good to follow such a guideline, because in 37 I'm going to be preparing for the double ups. Something else I want to pinpoint for now is that we had a lot of injuries for Newcastle, for West Ham, for Chelsea, for United. We had several issues left, right and center, and we're going to address them. We still need to see 2 more games, and it's for the top 3, but we're going to address them in tomorrow's video. If you enjoy such type of content and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I want your help to reach 700 subscribers. I like talking with you, so if you have any questions, don't forget to ask them in the comment section. And now let's dive into the wildcard draft. So this is a draft, let's say, with free hit not used, so you will be able to free hit in 34. So I'm going to focus solely on the rest of the fixtures. Speaking about defenders, I don't believe it's a good thing to own expensive defenders at the moment, as everyone is scoring left, right and center. Brentford and United scored after the 96th minute, so that speaks a lot. There were a lot of late goals in those fixtures, like Fulham scored late, Spurs scored late, Brentford United scored, Chelsea and Burnley scored after the 80th minute. Bournemouth scored late and Newcastle scored late. So as I was mentioning, a lot of late goals. Starting with the team right now, this is a draft where you still have your free hit, I need to focus on other double ups, and the teams with most double ups going forward are Chelsea and Spurs. So immediately I'm adding their penalty takers. It's Son and Palmer back into the squad. They are in my team for now as well, but if I'm wildcarding and I do not own them, I will get them immediately, especially if you are using the free hit in 34. You can get rid of Son then, because he's having blank fixture and you can rely on basically anyone else. In defense, we're going to bring in our first defender. It's going to be Udogie. Udogie is the cheapest wing back of the bunch, because Porro is 0.6 more expensive, and I don't see any reason to get a defender from Spurs that is this expensive, as they're conceding a lot of goals. I know Porro is on some set pieces and he missed several chances today, but yeah, it was this kind of a game where Wootton's defense wasn't up to par. In my opinion, Udogie is just cheaper and he gets the job done. Now we need to see the Chelsea players. I am deliberating how to address the issue, so it's either Petrovic in goal or some defender in defense basically. And I still want to rely on Gusto, even though there is an injury. It was a hamstring injury. He walked it off, so maybe for 34 he will be there, not 34, 35 and onwards he will be there. So I will return him to the squad for now. I know there is a flag next to his name, but still you can get away with that flag. I mean, 5 weeks up until then, when you need him for the double, it's more than enough. Going into the rest of the squad, I need Manchester City players, as they are going to have doubles as well. So immediately I'm returning Foden and Haaland. I'm not going anywhere without both of them, and I believe those players should be in your drafts for sure. Now with Chelsea, Spurs and City covered in attack, we need to cover another strong team with high attacking potential, and that is Newcastle. Today Isaac performed really well and he was amazing, and immediately I'm putting him into the squad. And for me, the partnership with those 5 players, already we have 4 penalty takers. Gordon is a good option as well, but he's suspended for next week, so I'm not putting him into the squad. We have the coverage for those sides, and immediately I can add Dubravka in goal, as he will be the goalkeeper for 37, where we will activate our bench boost. And apart from that, yeah, they're conceding a lot of goals, but still that fixture run, it's looking way better than some of other teams' fixture runs, so I'll be relying on Dubravka as a goalkeeper. And next to him I want to put in Onana. Onana played really well against Brentford, made some really good saves, and with that fixture run going forward, I believe it's an okay thing to own him. Yeah, they will face against each other though, so that's a little bit tricky. Maybe picking Ederson is an option, or maybe not. But yeah, I'm not going for Spurs, I'm not going for Chelsea. Let's see with Ederson where we will get, as he's the most nailed defender in the City lineup, especially if he's fit. Now we have the foundation for the double game week 37 and for the double ups for Chelsea and Spurs, and now we can start filling in the squad. In my opinion, we should go with a 3-5-2, as this is going to be a pretty comfortable thing to do. And I will put in immediately Garnacho. He's cheap, he's reliable, he played only 58 minutes against Brentford, but that's due to his international duties and he playing a lot there, so I'm putting Garnacho immediately in. And the final guy that I'm putting here is Mohamed Salah. I am not going without him. For me, he's a really strong player, and going without him is going to be a mistake in my opinion. We'll cover up our attack with Muniz, as he can cover with that good fixture run. We have Palace, we have Luton, we have Brentford, we have Forest, we have West Ham who are conceding, so I'm putting Muniz in. And now we have 15 million to finish our defenses, and that is going to be pretty okay. We have such a good and strong front line here. The only absentees are Arsenal players, and I will immediately return with an Arsenal defender here. And I will go for another defender here, and it's going to be Ben White. I know it's too much of Arsenal defense, but they are the best defensive side at the moment, and I believe against Luton, against Brighton, against Wolves, against Bournemouth, against Everton, they can keep several clean sheets, so that's a good thing to go for. And we still have 4.8, so we need to pick a defender with a really good fixture run. Let's look at the fixture runs. We don't own any players from Brighton though, so immediately Van Hecke is our last player here. I know that Saliba is a great option, but at the moment White is playing really well, and after those 2 good returns before he's scoring goals, he's making assists, so he is the guy in form at the moment, and he got a good rest against during the international break. So I believe this is a pretty strong squad. You can bench boost in 34. In 34, Muniz plays against Liverpool, so maybe we can find a stronger player for 5.3. Going to forwards, 5.3 ideal. So Morris is an option, Mateta is an option, Muniz is an option, Maupay is an option, Nketiah, no. This Fofana is an option. Like in 34 he faces Sheffield, in 37 he faces Spurs, Muniz who he faces in 37, City, not the greatest option. Mateta faces Wolves, so maybe Mateta is an option, but he is more expensive. Semenyo in 37, Brentford, so Semenyo may be an option as a playing player. Wood, Chris Wood, of course, Chelsea, okay. Yeah, I'm going to pick Chris. He's not on pen. Who is on penalties? Like Morris on pens and 37, and that's a good fixture run for him. So let's go with Carlton Morris. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's the wild card. If you still own your free hit and you use it in 34, you can bench the Spurs players, then you can rotate some Liverpool players in, and just go away from the rest. But with Ederson, with everyone, I believe this is a really strong squad, especially for a game week where you do not you still have your free hit for 34, and the bench boost in 37 is going to be massive as well. As apart from Arsenal, you can replace them then, and Salah and Morris, everyone is, so you have 4 players not doubling, and you can just scratch off Gabriel or White and introduce an extra defender here, but you'll be really well prepared. Now let's go with the second draft, and we're going to build it like if you still have to address 34 and you have used your free hit and you are in a little bit of a situation there. Immediately I'm putting in the top player for that week. It's Mohamed Salah. I'm adding Bukayo Saka. I'm adding Gabriel. I'm even adding Alisson as a goalkeeper. Let's see how the budget goes with Alisson. And we have now our foundation for game week 34. Becker, Gabriel, Saka, Salah. It's a good foundation, and you can go with Neto, who has 2 away fixtures, but it's Villa and Wolves, or you can go with Pickford, who has 2 home fixtures against Forest and Liverpool, and Burnley at home. So maybe Pickford is the better option here. So Pickford here, if you don't want Becker and you want just a cheap and playing goalkeeper and be prepared for the double up in 37, Dubravka is your guy. Just pick him and bench him for 34. So with being out from Alisson, we need a defender from Liverpool, and that's immediately Virgil. After 35, you can just sell him. I'm not going for any Spurs defenders, and I'm not going for any Spurs midfielders because of the game week 34 blank, but for sure I'm going for the Chelsea boys, Palmer and Gusto. They're back into my side for sure. I'm putting in immediately Solanke as he's having a double up in 34. I'm putting in Haaland, as without him I'm not going anywhere at the moment, and I have a pretty differential player at the moment. I'm going for Cunha. I know we haven't seen him in a while, and in 34 he faces Arsenal and Bournemouth, so maybe he's not going to score a lot of goals then. But apart from that, he faces Burnley, West Ham and Forest, so he is a reliable option up until game week 34, and after that 35 is Uton and 37 is Palace, so you can rely on him as well there. With being said, I'm going to pick Ain't Nuri for the Wolves defender for the double up, so we already have our 3 defenders for the double up, and we can now address the game week 37 double ups. And I'm going to pick Nathan Ake. He's a solid defender, and you're just having him as a double up player in 37. Now we're going to pick Eze, as he is the best Crystal Palace player for you to own for game week 34. For sure, he's facing Bournemouth now. After that, you can bench him, and in 34, it's West Ham. And the final guy that I want to add here, I know he is suspended for now, but for sure, Gordon will have a lot of power going next. I know that just benching Gordon. Next week we have the rest of the 7 guys, and we have 4 for sure playing defender, so that's more than enough for next week, and we still have budget to invest elsewhere. Maybe you can sell someone and put in someone from Arsenal and Liverpool instead of Gordon or Palmer, but even for 34 you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 double game week player, 9 double game week players, and Haaland and Palmer, and honestly that doesn't sound so bad. So yeah, this is the wildcard draft. If you still haven't used, if you have used your free hit and you need a plan for 34 and then for the rest of the season, so you can then sell Salah to bring in Son, you can sell Saka, you can sell Eze, you can sell basically anyone, Solanke, Cunha, you can bring in a lot of players to get the double ups for 37. You have 3 weeks, so you'll be prepared there. You have time to adapt your squad for 34 if something happens. You have the money, as my team is very low priced, and I still have 2 million or almost 2 million. So yeah, I believe that's good. I hope that you enjoyed such type of videos. I will tomorrow and on Tuesday do a video for sure, and I'm most probably here for the deadline stream on Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. I hope you had a really good time. If you did, subscribe, like, comment, share, turn the notification on, all of those great stuff. But for now guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.